Not all local cities have the same concerns about Airbnb regulation that Lexington does. Last February, the Lynchburg government adopted a new zoning ordinance. It did little to increase Airbnb regulation. Lynchburg city manager, Kimball Payne, says that the average Airbnb host in Lynchburg doesn't even need a business license.
If you're earning less than $10,000 a year, you're not required to have a business license. So, you'd have to have a pretty active Airbnb operation to be earning more than $10,000 a year, I would think.
Lynchburg zoning administrator Kevin Henry says the Lynchburg government simply lets its Airbnbs operate as long as there aren't any problems, even if they violate the city's zoning ordinance for transient occupancy.
We tend to operate on a complaint basis, so I don't go actively looking for the Airbnbs or know exactly how many are out there in the city.
And Payne says that it's not practical to catch city ordinance violators.
We give them, 30 days to correct the problem. So it's way over by then. So there'd have to be a repeated process of violations. He spends much more time trying to figure out how many college students are living in a house.
After all, Payne says, keeping travelers in Lynchburg is the top priority.
Forget taxes, it's revenue to the locality, so that homeowner has some revenue that they're going to go out and spend and leave us taxes, and people who come here are going to go out to dinner here. That's got to be good if we can find a way to do that.
Meanwhile, Buena Vista Economic Development Director Brian Brown says that he'd gladly welcome more Airbnbs, since BV only has 2 hotels.
Buena Vista currently doesn't have any regulations against Airbnb.
As with Lynchburg, Buena Vista cares more about making sure that college students aren't violating its zoning ordinance.
We've had to enforce it in terms of over-renting a house for college use, but never have we had to do it for something like an Airbnb.
Brown hopes that Airbnb will grow in BV, but for now, there are only 2 listings in the city.
If I hadn't went to look for one to know if it was here, I would never even know. It's been very quiet.